Hi, I'm Brev Sullivan. Today I'd like to talk to you guitar players about how to play better solos, better melodies, more often on the entire fretboard of your neck of your guitar using only one note. Now, during the video, I'll talk about this one-note approach, and this one-note approach is applicable to beginning guitarists, intermediate, and advanced guitarists. First, I'm going to start off by showing you the one-note pattern that I use when I start my practice during the day. We're going to pick one note, and we're going to learn a couple of patterns between the 1st and the 12th fret to start off with, and then go from there. I'm going to start with my low E string on the 5th fret with my 3rd finger and play A. Now to the G string, 2nd fret with my 1st finger, play A. High E string, 5th fret with my 4th finger. There we have it, our first pattern of one note, A. Now moving over to the 7th fret, we're going to play A on the D string with our 1st finger. Then we're going to find A on the 10th fret on our B string and use my 4th finger. Alright, let's combine those two patterns now. Rotating up to the 12th fret, on the A string, I use my 3rd finger to play A. And then I'm going to go back to the B string, 10th fret, play A with my 1st finger. So my 3rd and my 1st finger I can play. Now let's combine all those three. We're going to stay within the 1st and the 12th fret right now. And of course, if you go beyond the 12th fret, those patterns will repeat themselves. Now, I encourage you to also do a method that I call the flashcard method, which is to quiz yourself, not only using the note A, but all the notes on the guitar. For instance, when I start my practice, I might try to randomize the notes, quiz myself, and see how fast I can find all those A's. Now, of course, you're going to rely on the pattern at first to help you get around your neck, and of course be more familiar with hitting those notes faster and playing them maybe in tempo with some chords. Eventually you'll be able to do it with sight reading or just do it with looking at the guitar. Okay, now that you work with that note A for a little bit and you become familiar with that pattern, start using the flashcard method I mentioned. Drop your finger anywhere on the guitar at any time, at any given moment, using the note A, of course, and see if you can do this at a rapid rate. You can start slow at first and then build your speed up. Now I'm going to show you how I start developing solos, playing in different intervals and tones, but using that one note over a blues pattern. I'm going to use A, D, and E over a pattern I recorded earlier, and I'll play that one note on top of this pattern. Now, you can go at your own pace, but the idea here is to just play that one note and play it in time. If you don't have a metronome or you don't have a way to accompany yourself, the best way to do this is to still imagine you're working with musicians or a group that's keeping time, and do it by yourself by setting the tempo yourself. You might want to go back to the same note. Or you might want to play a note up high and go lower. I snuck in a few notes there. It's hard not to. Okay. The next stage in developing this style is to get away from that one note and pick another note, preferably a note in a progression that you like to play. For instance, I like this blues progression, so I picked the chords A, D, and E. This, of course, will require you now practicing A and now practicing D. You'll have to find your pattern over the D chord and then find your notes over the E chord. And then D, and then back to A. So of course, I'm going to start breaking away from just one note and play all the notes. Now, for beginners, this could be a simple method to developing simple solos. They're not earth-shattering, maybe not even very melodic yet, but the idea is to know where you're going on the fretboard of the guitar along with somebody else's chords. And most likely you're going to jam with a guitar player or a band soon or want to do this, and why just know one or two chords and one or two licks when you can know your way around the neck of the guitar. Next, I'm going to show you how to start formulating ideas, not just using one note, but using one note and combining it with some other licks. Alright, I'm going to play a few of my favorite licks over the same progression of chords we were using earlier, A, D, and E. And I'm going to go back to the beginning of the chord on the downbeat to show you how I outline the changes using the one note method. I'm pivoting off that one note and then playing my licks, scales, and arpeggios after. Now, the first part of the solo, I played the chords and then ran into my licks. The second part of the solo, I freed myself up a little more, not playing the chords so much, so you can mix and match. But the idea here is to look for the note first, and then all your years of practicing scales and arpeggios will come second. I surely hope you've enjoyed this video clip as much as I've enjoyed making it, talking about the one-note approach to developing solos. I encourage you to look at the other lessons and breakdowns of scales and arpeggios from other guitarists on the site, and then come back and try the one-note approach and see how they work for you. I look forward to seeing you guys in some upcoming videos. Thanks a lot. Take care.